Harlem is a beautiful little baby that has been born to two very happy parents and a wider family that's very happy tonight, because this was a very stressful birth, but one that has taken on national significance because, of course, they live in and around the Lismore area, and where, of course, the floods, which came the second time around the past couple of weeks, but you remember about 5 weeks ago, had people up on the roof, including Harlem's mum, Jahnaya, and Cliff, of course, Harlem's dad. And I'm pleased to say they both join us now. Most importantly, congratulations, guys. Is Harlem all good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's the most important thing. Hello to big brothers and sisters. Now, tell me here, so you, of course, were ridiculously heavily pregnant, about to drop, and you ended up on the roof, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much had to get underneath our awning, and I had to duck underneath the floodwater and put her up on the chuck her and the kids up on the roof. Therefore, me and the mother-in-law stayed in the floodwaters.
So,
with our dogs.
Yeah, so that's the hardest of things to do when you're nice and nimble, let alone heavily pregnant, let alone you got the two beautiful ones next to you. How close did you think that you were going to come to something really bad happening that day?
That was actually got through my mind when I made the SES and 000 phone calls. Usually how, if something happens, you call 000, you kind of, okay, I'm safe now, they're coming. We didn't get that. So after 35 phone calls, I still had no one coming to rescue us. So by then it was kind of like, I looked at my mum and I was like, Mum, I don't think we're going to get out of here. But you couldn't show that side to your kids because you didn't want them to start panicking and think, okay, we're going to die now.
No, not at all. I mean, so who ended up coming towards you? Were you able to get family, friends? Was it a random person in a tinny? Who ended up getting to you?
It was actually a stranger. We'd already been in the water to our neck for 6 hours. And by the time we got up into our roof, we would have already been up there for maybe half an hour, and a boat came, and it was a couple from Broadwater who actually the next day lost all their home in the floods down there. So they just happened to just be there at the right time.
If you don't mind me saying, I love that your big boy there is playing with his little brother. I love it. It's normal. There's still a big novelty factor about a baby in the house. I love it.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
It's annoying. Says Dad, who's been through it 3 times now. Now, so obviously, once you get out, do you end up going to Lismore base, or did you go somewhere else?
We actually, when we first got off the roof into the boat, because there was all of us, my mum, my 2 dogs, and my cat. And we actually had my elderly neighbour who was by herself living alone. And she was screaming at us all night, trying to get our help, but we just couldn't get to her because the current was so fast. So when the boat came, we actually said to get her out, take my kids and my dogs, come back and get us. And they were like, no, you're pregnant, you're all getting in. So we all managed to get in this boat, like a tinny boat. And we couldn't actually get across from South Lismore into Lismore, across where the river actually is, because the current was so strong. It actually put the boat into a tree. We hit a power pole. We got stuck on top of another car that was underwater. So we attempted to get across. It was just too risky. So he actually dropped us off at the pub down the road because it still was really high and it hadn't been up into the top part of the pub. So we got onto the roof of that and went inside the pub and waited there for about 3 hours until a bigger boat could come and get us.
Gee whiz. What a journey. Now tell us about where you're staying now. Was your house wiped out? Were you able to clean it up? Where did you guys end up?
A lady from Sydney actually posted on Facebook that she has a house in Jahnaya that nobody was living in yet because she'd just bought it and she was planning on renovating it. And she offered for a family that needed somewhere to stay in there for free. So my mum contacted her and she's actually let us be in here at the moment. But we need to still find somewhere to stay because we can't be here forever. But we've been trying to get the accommodation through the government to get like a motorhome or a caravan, but I've applied 5 times and have heard nothing back. So it's really hard to start on our house to get anything done because we are kind of on the other side of our town and it's hard with all the kids as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Now, guys, look, I can't promise an outcome, but I can promise you advocacy. So I'll make sure we'll stay in touch behind the scenes and we'll kick some ass on your behalf. I'll let your little bloke go now because he looks very bored in the background. So I'll let him go. And Harlem's big sister's been perfect all the way through it. Absolutely perfect. So she's been great. Enjoy yourself.
You might get a smile out of her.
Yeah, she's awesome. Look at her. She enjoys being a big sister. All right. Yeah, there you go. All right, everyone, give everyone a big cuddle from all of us, mate. What a way to start a life. But you guys are magnificent, mum and dad. All the best, guys.
Thank you.
Ta-da, how good's that? We'll stay in touch and we'll try and follow up to make sure that they can get somewhere to live. I mean, can you believe that's still the question, of course? Not to mention all the people who are still waiting for that after the first round and the problems of the past couple of days.